Chicky Stories podcast's primary purpose is to educate and entertain. We are here to share stories and experiences based on our team's and guests' personal knowledge. We will have friendly, casual conversations, but not give professional advice or services. TCSP is for private, non-commercial use, and our guests do not necessarily reflect our team's views and opinions. Earphones are highly recommended, especially when there are young children around. Also, there may be barking noises. Thank you and enjoy the podcast.
The Chicky Stories podcast with Chicky Pineda Azimi is supported in part by the Vita Babes, the Chicky Stories Saturday Facebook community, friends and family. Learn more at chickypineda.com.
Where were you when I needed you, Mommy Mundo? Where were you when I desperately was seeking a community to support and guide and mentor me and empathize with my 1,000 emo mommy migrant feels? The answer, Mommy Mundo, which started back in 2003, which was about the same time I moved here to Toronto, Canada, was in Manila, Philippines. So lucky you watching and listening or replaying this right now, because the founder, creator, powerful wizard of a woman named Janice Villanueva, or her gangster name, JCV, binansagan ko na po siya, is here to enlighten us on how she did it, how she's doing today as a new immigrant as well. Well, 2020, new-ish, and how she plans to navigate yet another big, bold project. Kasi this is such a big, bold project, this immigrating. So, hello, new life in Canada. Welcome, Janice and family. So, this from the Mommy Mundo website landing page. This is what it says, and this is what I first saw. It says, we are the leading and most active multi-platform parent resource and community in the Philippines since 2003. Whether you're a mom-to-be, new mom, or experienced mom, Mommy Mundo is here for you. We journey with you. We are with you every step of the way, giving you a variety of information, events, and activities which address every stage of motherhood. And I need to stop right there because my son might turn off the internet to reboot. Okay, I'm so sorry. It's good that we are pre-edited version. Oh, by the way, the Chicky Stories podcast with your host, Chicky Pineda, right here live streaming on Facebook and YouTube, is the pre-edited version, just letting you know. So we are okay to do all of these things because we can edit them out later for the actual podcast. I love the tagline. Okay, going back. I love the tagline of Mommy Mundo, which is your home, your home. So smart. So, with many, many, many love-filled thanks to my coach, my friend Leia C. Erigel, for all the things and for this lovely introduction to Janice. Before I bring Janice in, allow me to reintroduce the podcast for those who are just watching us for the first time. Hi, my name is Chicky Pineda Azimi po, based here in Toronto, Canada, and this is the Chicky Stories podcast, Creative Chica for the Immigrant Filipina, Season 1. We are on episode number 10. 2 more, and we end season for now. We are down to the final 3, and I am so excited for the season's final 3, including this one, because I will explain that later, and you will understand why. One of the foundations of this podcast and my work in the world is based on knowing thyself, or self-knowledge. This is why I always end the podcast with the words, here's to your brand of courage and creativity. I believe we need both courage and creativity to connect with our true selves. Then and only then can we connect with other people who are true to themselves as well. A big part of learning, finding what we are searching for, and the looking outward is about the readiness inward. Let me say that again. The searching for connection and looking outward is also as important as the looking and the readiness inside. Same for when we are looking for something or someone. It's as much about what we're looking for and who is looking. A little deep, but bear with me. If there's a whole lot of blocks, yung bang mga baggage, yung mga, ay, bakit hindi matuloy yung mga ito? Nako, most of the time you'll find that the same blocks and baggage are because we have them inside us. That's the saying, we attract what we are. And I must be on the good side of things because I attracted this amazing powerhouse of a woman with a genuine authority and expertise when it comes to a lot of things, namely community building, 20 years, my artistas, wisdom, maturity, and patience from real life experience building and growing Mommy Mundo. So let's all learn and welcome the parenting advocate, community builder, mompreneur, mentor, passion preacher, mom of three, teacher, community builder, founder, and CEO of Mommy Mundo, the Philippines' first multi-platform resource for mom empowerment. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome to the TCSP episode number 10, Miss Janice Villanueva. Hi, Janice.
Hi, Chicky. Hi, everyone. So we call everyone here artistas. Is that it?
That's my term of endearment because my fellow artists come from the heart. Kaya artist.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you for that introduction. At some point, I was gonna cry because it's like, you know how it is when it's just serendipitous, right? Time. It's always timing. I know you know that too.
Yes.
And the message of connection within yourself before others is so timely for me. We'll know about that more later, I'm sure. But thank you for having me. I am so honored. I've been watching your posts. And would you like to give them a background on our connection that we haven't really met, right?
We haven't met, but it feels like we have. We almost did.
Yes,
yeah. No, you tell it. You tell it.
Yeah, so so we have to mention our good friend and coach Leah Erigel. You mentioned her of Heartbreaks Healing. So she's been talking about you a lot. And so when I scheduled a trip to Toronto just a month ago, you were at the top of my list. And then of course, we had family to meet and it didn't happen because of time. But here we are. So we haven't met face to face. Eventually, I know we will. But for now, this is just as good, right?
I'm happy and appreciative of kahit na online, we're gonna get really deep diving into Mommy Mundo and all the other things. But before we do that, Janice, alam mo naman, we have to say hello because we are now live on 3 places: YouTube, Facebook 1, and Facebook 2. So I'd like to say good evening to all our regulars. Like Janice said, our beloved artistas and mga abangers. Hello to all of you. There's Menchi, there's Jonah, and then Beck, and Mary Ann, and let's see, Glo is here, and all the others that are just coming on. Welcome, and thank you for joining us today or tonight. Umaga na sa Pilipinas, so magandang umaga. Thursday na dyan. Yes, we are with the founder and the gangster mama of Mommy Mundo, Janice Villanueva. And we will learn from Janice about how to be, my personal agenda, to be completely transparent this early, is the community building, because that is such a challenging thing pala. I've attempted it. I will be completely honest with you. I counted it kanina as I was doing your intro 4 or 5 times. I've attempted it. And but before you answer that question, exactly, I want to know, I always start the podcast with, what was Janice like as a child?
Man, what a
Tell
question.
me.
Okay, that's a
Were
nice
there?
question, actually. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I always um when I look back at my childhood, I was
Mhm.
six of seven kids. Okay, so I was number
Mm.
six. So I
Mhm.
was like a middle child, eldest in a way because the five and then two. But
Yeah.
middle child syndrome is real in my childhood. So I
Mhm.
was like always the one, the good girl, like trying to make everything okay, doing things for everyone. I think naman my siblings will agree. Um, so that was my childhood, and I think the most important thing that I'm realizing now is I always thought I was shy. So I had this thinking that, oh, I'm shy. Even until now, I'll say I'm actually really shy. And then in the past years, I would ask my old friends, was I shy? Because I was a student, I was an officer in school. I was head of a club. So I was thinking, how can I be shy, right? If I was
Mhm.
leading. So I'm trying to actually change that story, because I may have been introverted, but I was not shy. I was
Mm.
uh, I would be a listener. You know how leaders can be listeners,
Yes.
um, and empathic and all that,
Yes.
but doesn't mean you're shy. So I guess as a child, being the parang service, until now it's still my role, right? Serving and
Yes.
caring for people. And as a mom, obviously, that's
Yeah.
our role as well. So it's still very consistent, but in terms of the energy that I give outwards, um, I guess I was not shy after all because I was doing a lot of things all the time. And one time I attended this conference, and the speaker asked the attendees to write down achievements like from
Yeah.
childhood up to present.
Mhm.
And then I was really listing it down quite automatically, not to brag, but it was like, oh, I was features editor of a newspaper, like, and then I realized then it's like, wow, I did so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really strange that people are saying, you mean you don't know you're doing so much? Because I think for some of us, it comes naturally to be doers.
Yeah.
So we don't think that it's a lot because we just go with the flow. So
Did it
that's my
run in the
life.
fam? It run probably the siblings were the same way. Were they high achievers and
Um,
busybodies?
Not everyone, because we were two generations. Like I think
Mm.
my older siblings were kind of older Gen X, and then me and my sister were kind of younger Gen. It's different, right? The
Oo.
generational gaps.
Yeah.
So
Saan ka
even with
lumaki,
music taste,
Janice?
Manila. I
Where?
grew up in Makati. I grew up in
Oh,
Makati. Yeah,
okay.
and convent school. So I grew up in a convent school, very mission oriented. But Assumption, I grew
Mhm.
up in Assumption, and our training,
Assumptionista.
Assumptionista, our
Sosyalera.
training. I know, Taglish, right? Lumalabas minsan. Sorry. Totoo talaga eh.
Totoo talaga
Totoo
eh. It's,
talaga. Yeah.
oh, we
I will not
adopt
deny.
it. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So in Assumption, we were actually, our values were simplicity
Mhm.
and social awareness. So it's actually social action, doing things to make other lives better.
Yes,
So
yeah,
I take pride in that actually, and a lot of my batchmates and my schoolmates are the same.
yeah,
Um, so I guess I carried that over all the way until today. That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
yeah.
So to answer your question, as a child, still
Consistent.
consistent. Yeah.
Mhm. Mm. May
More
ano siya,
confident. Just more
may
confident.
thread. Oo.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that about um, uh, when people live their adult life and derive from what they loved as kids. Mas pure. I
True.
find na mas
True.
pure yung trabaho kaysa yung napilitan na maging doctor, engineer, or something at hindi na pagbigyan. Anyway, um,
Yeah. That's
it's
another
very,
topic
it's another
entirely.
topic, yeah, entirely. But I also wanted to ask you, because community service is very challenging. And I
It
speak from
is.
experience when
Yeah.
I say that now. Not that I'm that experienced in it. Um, Alam niyo po kasi mga kaibigan, before this interview, I called Janice. Ito na, aaminin ko na, confession time. I called Janice to ask her a kind of sensitive question.
Sensitive.
Oo, na mahirap ang community service. And in my case, I find it very challenging because in the 20 years that I've been here, diretsahan na po ha, kasi, tayo-tayo lang naman and we're all friends here. I felt used, Janice, by the community. And I felt like, okay, sana if you give and then you get something back in return, na hindi naman kailangan na ganun kalaki, pero something. And I always didn't get that thing in return. What can you speak to that in your own experience?
Community building is very difficult because in my case, I consciously tried to make it always win-win. Like from the very beginning, when Mommy Mundo was starting, even before it was called Mommy Mundo, people were really giving their time and talent without any remunerations. Maybe that's what you're talking about, right? Like
Right.
when I had a magazine,
Volunteer work.
photographers would volunteer. Like I do your shoots. Like John Ong, Stanley Ong, like really well-known photographers would say, I'll do it for you free.
Okay.
And honestly, I couldn't also, because a lot of my work was also passion driven. We weren't, it was never actually, we were making profit for sustainability, right? And then
Right.
it was a big help that they would magastos. And I guess people would see that it was mission oriented, right? So that's why they would be willing. Like even our speakers in the beginning, we didn't pay them. But then I really said that at a certain point, when we were already earning, that we must compensate time and talent, right?
Yes.
So, but honestly, in the beginning, I don't know if anyone felt the way you did.
Oh,
So if anyone, if there was anyone na, because you won't know, they won't naman tell you, uy,
yeah,
hindi mo
yeah, yeah.
binayaran. It's not, and Filipinos are not like that as well, right? So they're not
Right.
confrontational. So I guess it helped that I was very conscious about giving back. So when people would give their time and talent free of charge, until now people still do that. They would say, "I'll do my.
Oh,
I
lovely.
just want to help the community. I'll do
Yes.
it free. Don't have to think about it." And then I'll tell them, kung walang budget, I'll say, naman kung may budget, I will. And it's trust, right?
Yes.
But there has to be a consciousness of energy exchange.
Right. There
So
you go.
if I could not give them compensation, and until now my speakers are not properly compensated, we can't give them their usual rate, like our friend Leia. I mean, but we give back in other ways.
Yes.
And I've
Okay.
always been about putting the spotlight on our resource speakers. It's always putting the spotlight on others. So if I can't give them compensation in monetarily or in even X deal, and alam mo naman using X deal, right? X
Oo.
deal, I would give back in other ways, like really helping them promote their platform or their service or their product.
Yeah.
And very consciously, like I'll always tell my team, parang, have we promoted her? Have we talked about her?
Yeah.
So I know it's not perfect. I know for sure there's some who were disappointed. It's hard. It's really difficult, but there's an energy exchange. So
Yes.
I guess if you're a community leader, nanawagan na, kung community leader kayo, because
Yes.
it's not a normal mindset of
Yes,
energy
please.
exchange.
Yes.
Time and talent is not something to be taken for granted. Time is not a infinite resource, diba? Time is actually very scarce. So we have to give value to time and talent, creativity, whatever it is. And honestly, in the Philippines, that is very undervalued. Diba, you give your service, tatawaran ka pa, ganyan. Your
Yes.
ideas are easily copied and all that. That's what I
Oo.
mean. Okay? And
Oo.
sorry to make it cultural. I don't know, maybe but me and my experience, creatives are not properly compensated, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
or it could be better.
That is a fact.
It is a fact, yes.
Yes.
So we have to be conscious about energy exchange. So if
Thank
you
you.
cannot give what you what the person deserves, you have to communicate it straightforwardly. You can't like beat around the bush and say, uy, natapos na, tsaka mo lang sabihin, uy, thank you. Thank you na lang.
TY na lang.
Diba? So,
Yes.
so you have to be upfront and say, okay lang ba? Kasi it's fundraising, or
Oo.
naman it's like we're starting pa lang. I guess it's being really
Transparency.
transparent, yeah. And
Oo.
if you're the other side, if you're the one giving, it's also self-value to, you have boundaries, right? So
Yes.
up
There's
to when
another
can you
big word.
give?
Yes.
Yeah, so, and we're also learning that just now in the pandemic, the boundaries, right? So
Exactly.
if you can only, like, you can give up, kunyari, if you're really invited all the time to do social work or give your time, then you
Mm-mm.
give a limit, like I'll only do one a month or something. Then kung lumampas
Great
na, then
advice.
you can explain it. You can say, I'm sorry, but I'm really busy. We need to communicate it. And again, it's being respectful of each other. Mahirap kasi yung chismisan or samaan
Oo.
ng loob or
Mm-mm.
tampuhan na parang, dati, libre, tapos ngayon, ganyan, ganyan. That happens, right? Totoo yan eh.
I'm laughing so
Lumaki na
much.
yung ulo niya kasi dati hindi naman siya.
If I tell you
That's
how
so
many
common.
times I heard that.
Right?
Ouch.
I'm just telling the truth.
Oo.
So, and
Mahal po ang makeup, mahal ang damit.
correct.
Mahal magpagawa ng -1.
Yeah, I'm sure,
Oo.
Chicky. That's why I told you, iba naman yung level mo sa, sa akin. But it's hard,
Oh, it's the same.
but
It's energy
again, community
exchange.
building is the same in all, like even in the mom space, everyone has their own objective. And
Mhm.
what's nice in the mom space now with communities is it's more collaborative. I think that's also
Mm.
something that the internet or social media brought to
Yes.
us. Kasi before, or old school tayo, Chicky, diba? Like my dad,
Very. Mm-mm.
his training with me in business is only the paranoid survive. Do
Uh-huh.
not share your secrets. Do not work with, and don't tell even your staff. Don't tell them your secrets. Don't, kasi
We
nga
have the same
aagawan sila,
dad.
right? Right? But
Yeah. Trust
yeah,
no
so but at
one.
a certain, exactly,
Trust no
everyone
one.
is competition.
Yeah.
But
So
at a
how did
certain
you
point,
navigate that
oh, in my
belief
early
system?
years, I was very guarded. As in, if you talk to the communities in the early years,
Uh-uh.
I really made it very personal, my work. I wouldn't even talk to them. Never, they will never be my friends. It's so bad. I'm sorry. See, just being
Learning.
truthful.
Yes.
Yeah. And maybe 10, 15 years ago, I said, I saw the scene change too.
Yes, it did.
The tagline, collaboration, not competition,
Yes.
women supporting women. And I realized that if you're really service oriented, then you should be happy that there are other communities serving the same cause, right?
Right.
Although if you're running a business, it's hard to, you'll always be competitive because you're after sustainability. Like, you want to build a brand, you want to be different in order for you to sustain, or if you're whatever revenue, to protect your revenue. That's what's hard pag
Mhm.
negosyo di ba?
Mhm.
You have to have a unique selling proposition and all that. And the more you collaborate, obviously, the more you lose that because nagiging homogeneous yung community, right? But
Right.
honestly, if you are after the same thing, which is serving, whatever it is, if it's moms, fellow Filipinos, whatever
Uh-huh.
it is, then you should actually be happy and then trust that the Lord or universe or the
Yeah.
energy will go back to you. So it's
Ayan.
difficult. It's really hard. But I'm also learning
Uh-huh.
along the way. But that's what I
Thank
learned in the
you
last
for
decade.
applying the learnings, Janice. And I will ask again, I will ask the question again.
Yeah.
Where were you when I was struggling? But
I
uh,
think batchmates
I
yata tayo, Tricky, sa
I
motherhood, di
believe,
ba?
batchmates tayo. When you started Mommy Mundo,
Yeah.
2003, wait lang, namatay yung ilaw ko.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
When you started Mommy Mundo, that was the time that I was doing, attempting to start because it was a calling, right?
Yeah.
It's a very
Yes.
strong, non-stop, ang kulit-kulit na, whether you believe in angels or Holy Spirit or whatnot,
Right.
universe. It's a strong voice in your head. Makulit
Yeah.
siya. Try naman ako ng try ako ng try. Ayaw talaga. And I think, looking back, it's because location. When you're here in Canada, and back then, 20 years ago, it was
Yeah.
not as collaborative. The challenge
Yes,
was.
definitely.
Now, your
Definitely.
beginning years, balik tayo sa 2003 mo.
Yeah.
I wanna ask you. So you were a new mom when you started Mommy Mundo. You had,
Yes.
and that was the inspiration.
Yes. So actually our first event, it was
Mm-mm.
unbranded. 2003 was branded na. But in 1999, 2000, our first event was called Moms in the New Millennium. I always date myself when I talk about this. That
So
was the
cute.
Y2K bug, right? People
Yes,
were
yes.
panicking. So
Millennials, yes.
yeah. So my first business was a nursing wear company. So I would make clothes for breastfeeding. We had like holes in the breast part,
Yeah.
right? And we
I had
realized back then people were not breastfeeding. It was not a natural thing because there was no information support. People gravitated towards giving a bottle.
Yeah.
So we started doing breastfeeding education. That's how it started. And I was not. It was only me. I was working with my fellow moms back then who felt that there was a need. So
Yes.
it was always like that. And I was doing other things. I was doing my other businesses. I never thought naman that this would be like full time
Okay.
work for me. So that's how it started. And then I even published my magazines first kasi may print pa nun. Ngayon wala nang print.
Yeah.
And then I had my first website,
Mm-hmm.
which was called Mommy Pages. I was doing everything from my dining table.
Wow.
So I'd put my babies to sleep. And then, ganun yung mompreneurs ngayon. I mean, until now, I think. Put the
Yes.
babies to sleep. Then, while it's quiet in the house, I was working on a website, like blog. I would do the blog posts, uploading, and all that. And then, by '08, so this was already maybe 8 years after the 2000 event,
Yeah.
we did our first Expo Mom. So that's when it became quite serious already. It was funny because it was the first event of its kind. It was a big trade show of mom resources.
Yeah.
So uso pa nun yung multiply. And people were, alam mo ba yung multiply, Chiki?
Oo. Multiply,
It was like,
multiplex. Iba
multiply.
yun.
Iba yun. Singer ka talaga. Multiplex is minus one. Yun.
Minus one.
Multiply is like a marketplace, online marketplace where people were selling products.
So I 2008, wala na ako dyan.
Yeah,
wala na ako doon.
You were already there. Yeah. So we were. I wanted to have a face-to-face market where multiply sellers would sell and talk to moms face-to-face like that. And then what happened was I would send emails out about the event like 2 months before, every week my email. So I didn't know what to expect. And then when we opened the doors of the event, 4,000 moms came in with their strollers, yayas, lolas, and we were like, wow. Like, I still remember that feeling.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. And then after that, it grew
Sarap!
and grew. Yeah, may
Sarap
parang
ng
like,
feeling.
yeah, until now we're like, wow, that was like magic, ma'am.
That was magic. That's why you're a wizard of womanpreneur. Wait, mompreneur. Quick question about this needs a lot of tenacity and just stick-to-itiveness on your part. Where does that come from, Janice Villanueva?
You know what, honestly,
I want to know where it comes from.
Besides the mission to help moms, because I really saw the need, and you know how moms, we have different needs per stage, right? So as I grew in my motherhood, from pregnancy, I had a breastfeeding talk, and then I had a pedia talk. So it grew with my motherhood. So every time I had the new stage, I just flowed with it. But actually, if you ask me the question, I just had fun. I just really had fun. As in, I didn't know, I had no plans. I had no like, oh, we have to get, as in, honestly, no plans. every year it just grew, and I would just think of, oh, I want to do this year. I want to do this.
You
And then
followed the
when
bliss.
I follow the bliss, and if you
Follow the
look,
bliss is
diba, you're
beautiful.
into manifestation too, right? And I
Very
also
much
read
so.
the Book of Joy by Dalai Lama, and
Mm-hmm.
he had the part there where he said, the best way to dream is to have a dream and
Mm-hmm.
let go without attachment to the outcome.
Very
So you
Buddhist.
dream,
Yes.
you don't project yourself na parang, oh, by this year. It's hard, no, kasi we're all planners, but you can actually say, oh, I'll be this at this point by that time, but
Yes.
you don't put your energy there. You just have to let go. Like, I did everything I can to do that, but then just wait for it to flow
Uh-uh.
in. So I get,
Don't be
and I
giggle.
didn't know that it is how to dream. I was like just
Right.
doing it. Parang, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and then, uy, masaya, masaya. Uy, it works. Uy, they love it. And then you know what? The moms would write me. So the times that I would
Yes.
feel really tired or there were challenges. Of course, there are challenges like moms who were not happy, or parang they feel bad that they were not included in this event, things like that. And then
Yeah.
I'd want to quit, ganyan, because I was tired. I was also raising my own kids. I would get an email
Mm.
always.
Wait.
Parang, I gave birth and you helped
Uh-oh.
me.
Quick
And then I would,
question. Did you have maids?
sure,
Did you have helpers? Yeah, yes. You did?
I did. Yeah,
Okay, good.
definitely.
Good
I
for
did.
you.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
inggit. But
But
yeah,
I
that's
was work.
one of the
You're
main.
in get. That's true.
That
That's
was the that's why the attempts one
yes.
because
I
no head
cannot.
support.
Yes, I really get that. Like, also my husband, like he was really helping me. You
I
know,
wanted
if
to
I can't,
ask about
yeah.
the Mr. Villanueva portion. But go on. Sorry. Sige. Continue first
No,
with
no,
this
no.
one.
Yeah, so it was like that. Parang when I get tired, I guess
Uh-uh.
the Lord would send me like a message that, oh, hey, you helped this mom, and then I'd say, okay, thank you. I'll keep doing it. You know, always perfect timing. Like when I just want to rest, and then an email would come in,
Uh-uh.
and then like, okay, got the message like that. So I don't know. I guess we just have to have fun. Don't forget to play. I think that's what gets lost in business. And when you're like too focused on goals and and I
Uh-uh.
guess when I was talking to my brand partners and sponsors, because we do that's our revenue stream. Like,
Yes.
and some brand managers would say, the time I placed it was because I could see the passion. Like, I knew that it would be a good event because looking at you and talking about it, you're so excited and parang how can I not support you or baka guilty na lang sila.
No, they saw
So
the
yeah.
passion. Humble
Yeah.
brag. That's how I feel about this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
People write
I can
because
feel
I
it.
really came from fun. And I'm
Yeah.
just gonna do this not knowing. Well, Coach Leia,
Yeah.
our dear friend Padrino. Hi,
Yeah.
Coach Leia. Shout out, and also to Benz. Ben said shout out to.
Yes,
Maki-shout na rin tayo kay
Ben.
Benz.
Oh,
And
sabay
Tisha.
kami ni
Sa lahat
Ben.
na.
Tisha.
And I follow the bliss. Follow your bliss. Very real.
Yeah.
So our artistas watching, ayan na, dalawa na kami
Yeah.
nagsasabi. If you follow your bliss, just follow that curiosity, that fun part, and everything else will really just unfold
Yeah.
accordingly. And
Right.
with the podcast and I guess age na rin, Janice,
Yeah.
because the older you get, you become more mature, and then you become less reactive because you're more mature, and then
Agree.
you take things uh, not as personal. You take things, Tagalogin na nga, hindi mo na pinipersonal lahat ng mga
Walang
bagay-bagay,
personalan.
walang personalan. That's one of the biggest things that my partner, Charina, who is in the green room right now, doing another
Ay.
work. Thanks, Chewing. Ganyan ang immigrants, no? Double job.
Yeah.
Podcast, may ginagawang iba. May
Correct.
juggling act tayo talaga. So anyway, so thank you to all. This, I guess, my segue is thank you to all the supporters of the
And
podcast.
Rosary is here.
Rosary's here. Hi,
Rosary.
Rosary.
Hi.
Rosary Saldana Escanio. TFCABSCBN. Tama ba yung mga letters ko? Yes. Oh, diba? Assumptionista din si Rosary, right? Is she?
Parang no.
Hindi. Mali.
In UP.
What? UP ba? One of
UP,
these
yes.
days, I hope to be able to interview Rosary as well. When you come back to
Oh,
Toronto,
yeah.
Janice, kailangan tayong magkape with
For
Rosary.
sure. I will not take that will be my priority.
So she's one of your biggest supporters as well, I assume. Let's talk about support. How
Yes.
important is looking for a team of supporters for you? Let's talk about that.
Oh, Mommy Mundo would not be Mommy Mundo without support. It's really driven by the community. Until now, I say, if our moms did not find our work relevant, then it would be meaningless, right? So,
Do you have a criteria
always.
for taking on supporters or partners? What are your top?
Oh, yes, yeah. So, for brands, we don't work with any brands that we don't believe in or use ourselves.
Even
So,
if they offer sponsorship or you know what I mean?
yeah,
You
yes.
say thanks but no thanks.
We've turned down a lot of brands, and then they would wonder why, and then we would say, we just don't use it, or we don't feel right promoting it. Very, very upfront naman. Yeah,
without
and then
being mean.
yeah, yeah.
I love that. I
definitely.
love that about the Mommy Mundo.
Yeah, parang it has to come from authenticity always. Yeah.
Yes.
So with regards to because we also have a momfluence community, like influencers, we always check content if it's like-minded. It has to be in sync. Yeah,
Yes.
always, because we don't want to always also put out messages that are conflicting.
Yes.
So what else? In terms of our resource speakers, our experts, we always check content. So for example, there are a lot of experts who come and say, hey, I have this new program. Usually I'll ask to try it first, or I'll have someone try it. Even products, actually.
Yes.
Send us a sample. We'll do research. It's very important for us to only include brands that we believe in. And it's connected to our 5 pillars. So we have 5 pillars of advocacy. Then we always check on that. Yeah.
Yeah. What are these 5 pillars?
Yeah.
Share.
So it's healthy pregnancy, breastfeeding, active parenting, mom entrepreneurship, and wellness.
Okay.
So yeah.
You told me that you just got certified in mindfulness. Can you speak about mindfulness? Is that a coaching program? Is it what is it?
My certification is in teaching, facilitating mindfulness. Actually, I believe it was in 7 years ago, we developed a program called Mindful Mom. So this was a time when we were, moms were until now naman, super overwhelmed, juggling roles.
Yes.
Juggling roles, losing our identity in our motherhood, feeling lost, right? Now moms are more empowered. We do self-care and stuff, right? But back then, that was this concern. So I worked with a psychologist to develop Mindful Mom program, and we did it online. So every week we would put up a worksheet and a talk, and then we would invite the moms to join us online, and then the moms would share their learnings online as well. So purely online, because we knew it was hard to bring moms into a space. And then that actually won us a Quill Award and we beat multinationals with millions of budgets. I'm so proud.
Oh wow.
So I need to commend Jing and Michelle, who helped me with that program. But since then, we've always talked about wellness, and part of that is mindfulness. So mindfulness is actually being aware of where you are without projecting into the past or the future. And it's actually hinged on meditation or breath work.
Yes,
so because the breath, right, brings you to the present. So I decided to certify because I wanted to come from praise to teach with certification and credibility. And what I learned from my certification is that we can present breastfeeding to meditation and breath work.
Yes, buti may edit.
Correct. In a secular in a secular sense.
Love
So
that.
meaning it isn't hinged on religion because a
Yeah.
lot of people think meditation is it goes against religion. There are some who believe that, but we teach it that it's for all. We all
Yes.
breathe, and we all should make the use of our lungs and all that.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so right now we try to incorporate mindfulness in all our programs. Start with breath work, and then keep reminding moms to anchor in the present, especially during the pandemic when we were thinking of all the botched plans and our
Mm-hmm.
children's future. What really matters is the present and to appreciate the present. So that's why we
I
talk
can
about mindfulness.
sense, I can already sense the people
Yeah.
listening. How do I get a hold of this
Yeah. So right now
service?
we do mindfulness sessions in our Mommy Mundo group. So it's a
Mommy
private
Mundo.
group. You can just join. No, there's no charge for joining. It's Mommy Mundo Moms on Facebook.
I
Yeah.
will type that Mommy Mundo Moms.
Moms.
One word? All
No,
one
three
word?
words.
Oh, three different words. Okay, Mommy
Yes.
Mundo Moms on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some programs. Just follow us on Mommy Mundo because we sometimes have mindful mom uh, events. Sometimes we
Yes.
have mindful mompreneur events. So very focused.
Yes.
So just join. Usually it's free of charge. So yeah.
Wonderful.
So
I back to the web, the beautiful and very what's the word? Just it's impeccably made website of Mommy
oh,
Mundo.
thank
Okay, so
you.
did we get cut? Are we back? Are we
We're
back?
back.
Okay, we're back. Okay. So instead of doing a draft, Janice, of the script, I said, I'm going to write Janice a letter. So this is how it opened, okay?
Oh,
I said, Dearest Janice, I have open right in front of me the Mommy Mundo website. I dove in and read the different categories out loud to myself and my usual captive audience, the dogs, Friday and Tuesday. And I had the following feelings, okay? And these are all really top of mind. So you're going to love this. I had genuine admiration and feeling totally impressed with what I saw. The colors, the layout, everything. Mahirap gumawa ng website ha. For those who have tried, it's not easy.
yes.
Tisha is still working on hers, and it's been about 2 months that I've been 2 or 3, 4 months that she's been working on it. Tisha's another dear friend of ours, and then I had the feeling impressed. I was admiring it, and then followed closely by the question, "Where were you when I needed you?" Yun talaga sabi ko, I wish this was here. And then, eto na, transparency, right? Transparency, collaboration, women
Yeah.
power. I felt jealous. There were pangs of jealousy and envy.
Yeah.
And the question, why back in the day when I was trying to do this, why didn't it work for me when I wanted to create something like this? How did Janice do it? And why couldn't I do it? And then, because ang feeling ko, I lack of support was number one, right? And then it went
Mhm.
on and on. And then, ding, as usual, with automatic writing. And I always encourage our artistas to do automatic writing because it works. The final answer was lack of support equals lack mentality.
Mm.
Ouch! Naaha moment
Yeah.
ako. Thanks to just looking at your website. That was
Wow.
the lack mentality back in the day that I had. And through the years, and then through working on myself, and then learning, like you,
Yeah.
going along, because there's this quote from one of my favorite people in the world, Maya Angelou. You do
Yes.
better when you know better, you do better. I'm
Yes.
paraphrasing, but I'm sure you've heard it.
Yes.
And we have different timelines with the things we learn.
That's right.
So, pero talaga, there was that part of me that was like, oh, how is
Mm.
Janice doing this?
You can
And
still
I'm
do it,
learning.
Chicky.
And it's here. Better late than
Yes,
never. Better late than never, right?
that's
And
right.
you being here is confirmation to me that,
Yeah.
you're attracting what you are now. Leia, Janice, and then all the previous guests. If you look at the list of guests, my goodness, Odette Quesada,
I
Flor de los
know. I
Reyes,
saw.
Agnes Miranda. Have you met her yet? My
I
goodness.
have not.
She's pushing 80. She's been
Oh,
doing
Tita
this.
Agnes.
Tita
I saw her. I
Agnes!
saw. I visited her because she got sick, right? So I told her I have to see.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Hi,
She
Tita
is the patron.
Agnes.
If you're watching, Tita, hey, hello, we love you. Patron saint of community building here in Toronto.
Mm,
Yun ang impressive. 1960s pa. She's
so
been doing
much energy, right?
at her age. Yeah, we want to be like
Yeah.
her when we reach that
Yeah.
age. So, the question for you, and we are already 9:50. I'm conscious of the time now because my partner will have to remind me. She's still okay. She's still in the middle of the meeting. Um, what was I circling back? Okay, senior moment. Senior moment is real.
Yeah.
Did
So
you
you
get,
said that the.
are you getting senior moments yet? You're
Oh,
you're
yes.
younger than me. How old are you? May I
I'm a
ask?
golden girl. I'm 50.
You turned 50. Oh, welcome to
I
the
turned
club.
50, right?
Which is why the service is more pure in the 50s. Don't you agree?
Yes, I agree.
It becomes more service driven na talaga tayo. So, the question I wanted to ask was, okay. I forgot.
So you were saying that the
Haba ng
universe is
intro.
conspiring so
Conspiring,
that you
yes.
can and this is the time for you, Chicky. It's to backtrack your beautiful letter. The lack of support is real. Like I cannot imagine
Mhm.
raising your children in a foreign country and I mean my children are grown, but the chores, I mean, even if it's push button lahat, my sister-in-law would say that push button naman lahat dito. It's
Hindi.
still work.
Hindi.
It's still
Yeah.
work. Which
A
walang push
lot of
button
work.
yung folding laundry. Diba? Yun
I
yung walang
wish.
push button.
Can
It's
somebody
real.
invent
And,
that, please?
right? I said nga
Yes.
wala bang folding laundry? But,
Uh-uh.
so that's real. And I also believe in everything in its perfect time.
Yes. Absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah.
super. And
Speaking of
for
perfect time, Tisha just
yeah.
joined us. Hi, Tisha
Tisha!
Rosales.
Akala ko Wednesday
Another,
pa lang. O, see, mom brain.
huh? Uh-uh. Tisha is another member of the support group of the Cheeky Stories podcast. Yay! And she is going to be coming to join us here in Canada.
Really?
Yes, ang bilis. Ang bilis. Yes, a lot of good things are going to happen. Hi, Tisha. She just came out of some kind of bug attack, so she's better now.
Oh,
Thank you. And to everybody not feeling well, we wish you
yes,
quick healing and
yes.
recovery. That's the question I wanted to ask you. So thank you, Tisha, for the ESP. So working, 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 serving, serving, serving. Let's talk about recovery. I think that's a
Yeah,
good, that's a good circling.
yes.
Hmm. How does Janice recover the energy that she puts out there?
Yeah. Okay. In my growing years, growing years up to 50. So it was really, really busy. Like one event after another. My team would feel it. Like, we have an expo, super, super big, give, 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 give. And then right after, we're happy for a day. And then we're like, adrenaline drop, right?
You're right.
I would hibernate. So I would
Mm,
really take a day or two or whatever I need for myself. So really hibernate mode. So actually, I would post about that. I'm hibernate mode after Expo Mom. So that's what I would do. But now there's more balance because my team is really they're doing a lot of the back end and actually the front end, actually all the work because I'm not in Manila, and they are really the best team I've ever. Like they really own the mission of Mommy Mundo, and because I'm so blessed with that, the way I recover and re-energize is through meditation and fitness. So I work out.
mm.
So adrenaline, endorphins, loading. And I think
Wow.
we need it at our age too.
Definitely.
So I sweat, especially here, the
Oh, winter time.
seasons, winter
Mm-mm.
time, that's hard for me until now. So I'm hoping the next winter will be better. I'm getting better at it. But I see myself really drawn to working out. So that's my current way to recover. Yeah.
Workout. Can you share workout routines quickly? That
Oh
you
yeah,
the busy mom routine. The busy mom routine.
I love spinning. So that's indoor cycling.
Mm,
So I actually have I joined Manila classes in electric studio. So I have a bike at home, and then I also spin with studios here.
yes,
I love spin because there's music. I love music. So
yeah.
Chiquiko, then have you tried spinning? Try
I
it.
have in Manila.
Okay.
It
Ah,
would make me. It
great.
would make me sick. It's too
Why?
much. I find
Hmm.
my routines need to be more like walking, trail walking, biking, my
Yeah.
own pace. I
Ah,
can't follow somebody else's pace.
yes. So
It
we have
was
to
a hard
find, right? We
lesson.
have to
You have.
find what is for us. So for
That's right.
me, I love music. I like being in a dark room, doing my own thing. I
Yeah.
love the motivational talks of the coach. That's what I found that worked for me. And then I would do a bit of yoga and meditation to slow down.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. Once, twice a week,
Wonderful.
I do that. Yeah.
Um, Tisha, you have question, comments, suggestions? This is gonna get edited out. By the way, our
Yeah.
gallery watching once again, welcome and thank you for being here. Rena, I see you. Um, Celia, Ambrosia, I
And
see you.
lovely.
And lovely, nice to see you here. Janice, sabi ni lovely. A lot of our friends. Joan is saying good evening, good evening to you too. And Rosary is from Marinol. Not a sign friend. Rosary, ha, one of these days. Season 2, join us. Um, as we are coming to a close for our Janice Villanueva episode, we would like to talk about kasi ang most of the people listening to the Chicky Stories podcast are fellow immigrants who
Mm,
are looking for ways and means to thrive, not just survive, Janice. Diba?
yeah. Right.
It's easier said than done. It took me forever to get to this point of just powering through the fears. Ang daming fears eh. And then you're
Madaming
tired.
fears.
You're tired, so it's easier to say yes na lang to the fear and just, fear is not like this. It's not like I'm scared. Fear looks like this. I want to do this work, but I'm just gonna watch Netflix. Or I'm just gonna chika na lang with friends. That's what fear looked like for me. Avoidance,
Yes.
resistance. Can Janice
Distraction. Yeah.
distractions? Yeah. Can you speak to that? How did you how do you
Yeah.
fight the resistance or overcome
Yeah.
the
Well,
resistance?
like you said, I've only been here 2.5 years. So I'm
So
still
new.
there. I'm still there, to be honest, and to be
Mm.
vulnerable, right? That's what I
Hmm.
believe in vulnerability. And we all have our stories to tell, like when we talk to fellow immigrants. And I always tell my friends who want to come or thinking about leaving our country,
Yeah.
our original country, that to be ready because
Mm-mm.
it's not easy. It's really not
I
easy.
was ready,
You were ready.
or so I thought. You
I also
cannot
thought,
be ready.
yeah. Uh, we left. Our case is quite different. Well, quite
Mm.
unique, I guess, because we left in the pandemic. So
I
we left the day
know.
before lockdown. Yeah.
You
So our
have this lucky streak about you, Janice. You really do.
we,
I'm noticing it na, ha? I'm noticing it na. I love it. I love
I
it.
know.
I
Yeah.
have it
I
too.
always ask God what my mission is because I always think, why the timing is like the
Yes.
day before, right? So I would say, please guide us. Please guide us. What are why we were brought here at the time.
Mm-mm.
Although it also brought challenges because our first 4 or 5 months were on lockdown in Cape Breton, where I first settled. We were in Cape
Mm.
Breton for the first
Isn't that
year.
like the picturesque postcard pretty? part?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Beautiful country, not super isolated,
Beautiful.
more isolated than usual,
Mhm.
um, but beautiful, right? So we'd look out our window and then we'd see birds that we never seen before, birds and flowers we've never
Yes.
seen before,
Yes.
and yeah,
Wildflowers. Beautiful. Yes.
yeah, and so it was like heaven in a sense. Sometimes like people were so friendly, and we like, what is this untouched part of the world, like we would walk on the streets and everyone would say hi, good morning. They drop everything, like they're gardening, they see us and they'll drop everything and say good morning, how are you, and really want to ask how you are. So it's like Shangri-La, like untouched part of the world. So that's where we were. And so honestly, we moved to Halifax in July last year. We've only been here a year or so. And it's only now that we're feeling normal, like the pace
Mhm.
of life. My kids are, some are in school, some are starting to get summer jobs,
Yeah.
meeting friends, because there was no socialization in schools, there were no clubs. So we missed out on those things when we
Yeah.
first landed, but
Oh,
we're
I'm
slowly
sorry.
getting there. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
blessing, but also those were the disadvantages. As a
Yes.
family, we bonded more.
Yes.
But of course, as an immigrant family, you want your kids to meet friends and
Na-post. Yeah.
so medyo na-delay kami ng konti.
Yeah.
So my activator self was like, the lesson was patience and acceptance, right? So
Yeah.
because of course we can't control these things, and also gratitude, like really, we're so blessed to be here and just have to be patient that it's gonna come.
Yeah.
All these things are gonna come. So if you ask me the thriving part, I guess I would say naman we're thriving, but it's a new definition of thriving.
Yes.
It's not anymore like how it used to be pre-pandemic. Thriving is like, um, for me, maybe before it would be like being really connected, having my company here. Right now, it's a startup. I did register it as a tech startup.
Yeah.
Um, but it's taking a while. So like in Manila, if I wanted an event next month, may event
Right?
na.
Right?
Dito DIY, diba? So you have to do everything
Oo.
yourself.
At ang tagal.
Wow. Tagal. Then you have to get you have to get approvals, right?
That's
Madaming
that's
steps.
major adjustment for you
Yes, yes.
in your work mode. But you got this. I mean, you've been preparing for it the way I see it, 20-year preparation. You
Yeah.
got this,
A lot of
Janice.
a lot of patience though. A lot of patience and faith and that it's gonna
Definitely.
come, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
so thriving in that sense that you have that sense of I'm good. I'm good and everything will be good. So yeah. New definition.
Yes. Uh, adaptability and kailangan
Yes.
marunong mag-pivot. Favorite word of my partner. Speaking of my
Yes.
podcast partner, she wants to ask, no one succeeds in life alone. Who are the members of Team Janice daw?
Ooh, I'm so lucky to have a really strong team, Janice. So my
Mr.
husband,
V. Mhm.
Daddy Dribbles,
Yeah.
Daddy Dribbles on
You call him
IG.
Daddy Dribbles.
That's
Okay.
his IG handle.
Okay.
So
Shout
he's
out.
always been supportive. Shout out Gary. You know, he just let me dream. Okay, he just let me dream. Like, and when I have ideas, he'll just say, and then pag medyo over na, he'll say, sure ka ba? He won't even say no or something. He'll just say, sure ka ba? Like that. And then I'll just
Uh-huh.
think. And then when the kids were growing up, if I can't be there, like for example, they want to go somewhere or haircut, dentist or something, because I had a meeting or I had a talk, he would be the one to bring them. And when
Full
it's your
support.
partner bringing them, you have less guilt, right? Because you
Yeah.
know they're in good hands. So
Uh-huh.
that's really, I don't think I could have done that, like be a mom and mompreneur without his support as
Yeah.
well. So, and of course, my
Number
kids,
one.
yeah, my kids
Mhm.
are Kobe, Zach, and Reese. So that's Kobe's 25,
Oh,
Zach
wow.
is 23 or 23, yeah, and then Reese is 16.
Mm.
So they've always been there. They've always Um, they're
We're so
super honest.
close. Our kids are so close in
Yeah, we're
age.
batchmates, right?
Yeah, yeah. Tatlo rin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. And then the community, my team, so my whole Mommy Mundo team, like I always say they're all heart. So they're
Mm.
not just my employees or my staff. Not it's like really they embody Mommy Mundo. Like I'm so proud because when my community members or experts or the sponsors talk about my team, they'll say, "You have the best team. They take good care of us." So I'm
Well,
so
you
blessed.
attract what you are. It's
Oh,
true,
I hope
diba?
so. Yeah,
You
I
really
hope
do.
so. Yeah,
And
yeah.
like your client said, your passion really shines through. Oh, may I say,
Oh,
okay, thank goodness I remembered. Your inspiration is so strong that when I watched your interview with Coach Leia, which is how I met
yeah,
you first, I was watching
yes,
a talk about how to talk to your teenagers, I believe. At
yes.
that,
Right, right.
I was
You were
there.
there. I know.
And that's how I got the inspiration to try StreamYard. Sabi ko, this is a nice platform. I checked it out.
Yes.
And see,
Oh, great.
without even saying it to me, you're already inspiring people.
Wow.
Ganon ang
Thank you.
power ng Mommy Mundo, Mama. Uh, what were the greatest adjustments of the kids? Tanong ni Direk Tisha.
The greatest adjustment of the kids moving here,
Yes.
of course, friends. Same with me. Of course, my husband as well. It's really friends. So we're the
Mm.
type of people that are really connected. Like we have barkada, barkada, barkada.
Mm.
Me, I have super close friendships. So of course, Leah's one of them.
Yeah.
Like really, I have a connectedness strength. If you're into strength,
Yes.
um, so that's the most. I guess the most painful part is to be away from
I
friends.
know.
But at least we have Zoom and chat and all that. But
It's
it's
not
still
the
different,
same.
not the
Mhm.
same.
I'm tearing up just
Um,
thinking about it because you're bringing me back to my 20 years ago.
but Chiki, you've been away, so can I ask you? Can I ask
Mhm.
my host
Sure, of
how
course.
how
This is
you dealt
Chica.
with it? Yeah.
Oh, thank you for asking that because I wanted to ask. Well, asking on top of asking. Uh, how did I deal with it? Like I said earlier to you, late. I learned it late. That's why I'll keep repeating, where was
Yeah.
Mommy Mundo when I needed you? I dealt with it alone, which
Yeah.
is this is the public service announcement to those that are watching, especially the new ones. Don't do what I did. Listen to Janice and connect, connect, connect. Connectivity is key. I did have my support system. I was lucky to have a family. The Azimi family is very supportive. My husband's family. I didn't
Yeah.
have my family here. I had zero, not even an aunt, not even a cousin.
And Chiki, you didn't have you didn't have social media and all.
We did. I had Flickr. Remember
Ah, yes.
Flickr? I got into
Yes.
photography. Kinarir ko yung photography. Literally, I became a family photographer, which is why my tagline is
Wow.
courage and creativity because creativity saved me. I may not have had the
Yeah.
community. I did try to join a couple of communities, but like I said, it felt like
Yeah.
a one way. Again, I don't want to put any community down because they will research and find out what community it was and then accuse me. No, I'm just saying my personal experience was I did
Yeah.
not feel and if it doesn't fit, you got to move on, right? You can't
That's
force the
right.
issue.
Definitely.
That's how I
Wow,
got into
photographer.
photography, and then I did ganchillo.
Yes.
I made hats and then connected with my clients. So I made friends with the clients. And then Facebook came along
Mm.
and then it became less lonely. And then there, Facebook really is
Wow.
like,
Thank you for
hello,
sharing.
Facebook. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you.
Yeah.
Music has always been the saving grace. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
music. So, yun. Thank you for your question. To the questioner.
Yeah. So for
Um,
us it's friends. It's being away from friends and actually
mm,
realizing because during the pandemic I was still connected to my friends. Like I would have Zoom dates every day everyone is texting me back, like really in
That's so
touch,
good.
knowing what's
No,
happening in everyone's
yeah,
lives. And then when Manila
wonderful.
opened up, no one would talk to me. So I told Leia, I
They
said,
were all out.
wow. So I said, I had the term pa, Chiki. I said,
Hmm.
this is DME. And just
DMA.
Leia's like, what's DME? Delayed migration effect. I'm really matampuhin kasi, sorry. So I'm really matampuhin. So I'm like, so I said
Yeah,
delayed migration effect. I mean,
yeah.
the migration effect. Like this is how it would have been if walang pandemic. Like
Oo
my
nga.
friendships would be different. So
Oo
I
nga.
had 2 years with my friends online, but
To ease
now
you
just
in.
yeah. But now the last month, that's what I've been dealing with.
Yeah.
Again, being honest here,
Yes.
realizing that friendships are changing, and it doesn't mean that we're losing the friendships, but there's some friendships though that you lose, not there's
You
some that
do.
will not survive, but and you have to accept that.
Mm-hmm.
um but there is acceptance of the changes again, so
True.
I guess that would be
Mhm.
the biggest thing. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
making peace with change is the biggest
That's
thing.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I'm so happy that I am part of. I'm really hoping that I'm going to be part of Mommy Mundo team from this point onwards. I have
Definitely would love
learned,
that.
even without you consciously teaching, I've already learned so much from you. What more now that
Mm.
I am connected to you? And my partner says, make peace with the change. Yes. Um,
Yeah.
as a parting question, I know you've already achieved so much in your life, Janice, and but it never ends, especially for us, the busybody moms, mompreneurs. Uh,
Right.
if you, I always put the question this way to make it more fun. Okay, fast time travel to your 70-year-old self. What is that 70-year-old
Mm.
self telling Janice today?
Oh,
You're
telling my
talking,
50-year-old self today.
telling you, yes, yes. Let's
Ah,
go.
yeah, yeah, I
Here's
love
Janice.
that.
Janice, this is what
Okay,
you
the
do. This is what you continue. What is she saying to you?
the message for me now is that you did a good job. Everything will be okay, and there's so much more ahead. Um, yeah. So, it's hard because remember there's like a saying that slowing down is still growth.
Yeah,
So for us
absolutely.
busybody moms, we think resting is stopping or giving up on a dream, or um, like failing sometimes, or stopping or on a dream or a goal. But actually taking a break or slowing down or resting is also part of the moving towards the goal. So yeah,
That's
that's my
huge.
lesson. Hmm.
That's a huge, huge lesson, especially for our generation of power
Yes.
throughers, of just, mm. So thank you for saying
Right.
that out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
for the question.
You're
Been
very
thinking a
welcome.
lot lately, so
Yeah. It's the age, Janice. This age. JCV for the win.
yeah, JCB.
I wish you well for all the rest of the plans, Miss Janice Villanueva. And God bless your family, who, oh my
Thank you,
God,
Chicky.
they are the number one supporters. Truly, truly. If
Yes.
without the support of family, we're like a car with three wheels instead of four, right?
That's right.
So, okay, I'll see you in Toronto.
See you.
But
Or
before
you
you
can visit
go,
me in Halifax.
or I can visit you because that's in my bucket
Yeah.
list. Before we
Yes.
go, can you please invite the viewers, listeners, replayers, new word, to join you again, please, from your mouth to their
Yes.
ears.
Thank you, Chicky and team, for this wonderful opportunity. I really enjoyed myself. And thank you for all the questions that made me think and reflect. I love it. Always growing and always learning, right, from each other too. So I'd like to invite all the artistas here. I love you. I love your terms, Chicky. a
Thank
glossary of
you.
cheeky terms.
You do it too.
Yeah. Please follow Mommy Mundo, our website on IG and Facebook. We're also on YouTube. We also have a podcast. I'll invite
Mhm.
you there, Chicky, next time
Thank you.
because our podcast celebrates amazing moms. That's why we call it You the Mom. So that's my podcast on Spotify.
I love it.
Yeah, and we have events. We also have an e-learning platform called Mommy Mundo Learns, where you can access on-demand learning for moms. Be part of our community on the Mommy Mundo Moms page as well. That's where we have some discussions and chikahan that's medyo private. Yeah, thanks for the plug. Okay. Thank you so much, Chicky.
More plugging for you. Thank you so much, Janice. More energy for you and everything you do. Capital E energy. Good night.
Good night.
See you in Halifax.
See you in Toronto.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So, friends, that was Miss Janice Villanueva, or JCV. Gary is here too. Hello, Chicky. Thank you for. I have to put this up. Hello, Chicky. Thank you for guessing my wife tonight. We have met before, as I used to be the PA of the talks. More power to you. Wow. That's support right there, as you can see. No need for yan ang proof right there. Thank you, Gary, and nice meeting you again. And I hope to see you over there or over here, whichever the case. Chawing, are you ready to jump in? Okay, Chawing, my partner is gonna jump in, and then maybe Tisha too. Hi, Chawing, welcome. Welcome. You are muted. I will unmute you. Hi, Chawing. You're muted again. I will unmute you. Do not touch it. Go. Hi, Chawing.
Hello. Jumping in.
Jumping back in.
Into the hot water again.
My goodness. Wasn't Janice amazing?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I hope you met her before, but it's now's a good time anyway.
This is still good. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's still good. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Janice. That was a great conversation. I made a lot of notes.
Thank
for
you.
the takeaways.
Yes, your takeaways, please. Your best.
Right now? My best?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Because I know you have a meeting.
This one, CP.
Go. Resting is part of moving toward your goal. Yes, we were just talking about that yesterday. Recovery. This is important.
Yeah. Correct. So, it has to be regular and not just intermittent recovery, because you need time.
Not when you're sick. Tisha.
No, you don't wait for that. You don't wait to get
Tisha.
sick before resting.
Yes.
You
Okay.
need to schedule it, and it's part of, moving towards your goal. I love that part.
It is. Okay. What else?
The other thing is setting your boundaries. I think in the start of the conversation, you're talking about, I love that word, energy exchange.
Me too.
That was a good term. Yeah.
Yes.
And when you give your time and talent, you have to set your own boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Can you recall that? So that was a good one for me.
Yeah.
And I love that her team includes her husband, her kids, and the community.
Yeah.
Lots of takeaways.
A lot.
So I'm going to follow Janice, Mommy Mundo, everywhere she is.
Yes. Let's put it up.
Instagram.
Let's put up we did prepare it, right? Partner?
No, just
You the mom. The Mommy Mundo on Facebook. Mommy Mundo. I typed it out somewhere.
In Facebook?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes. Mommy Mundo Moms on Facebook. There you go. Yeah. And then, ito siya. Mommy Mundo Moms on Facebook. And Instagram. We said Instagram already. It's not hard to remember naman the Mommy Mundo. That's gonna be my theme song now. Mommy Mundo. JCV for the win.
I love her words, new words then. Like
I know.
We
have that in common. Even the letters.
Right away.
Even the letters, the acronyms.
We
do. Yeah.
Mompreneur.
It's a sign of a creative mind.
I think you're gonna have fun, you too.
I think so. I love when she said that. Remember when I kept saying timing
Mhm.
is the
Mhm.
thing. Trust the timing. Have faith that the timing, as long as you're following your bliss, yun naman yung mga takeaway
Yes.
ko. Follow the fun, follow the bliss. If you're following that, then you can't go wrong.
Mhm.
I mean, you'll still
Yeah.
have hard days and nights, but
Of course, that's
you're
part of
all,
life.
it's always going to bring you back to center. That's why
Exactly.
TCSP, fun, fun, fun.
Mhm.
So episode number 11.
10.
This is
So we have
10,
2
right?
more to go.
Thank you
Yep.
so much once again to Janice. Let's give a big
Wala
round
tayo.
of two applause.
Round of
Wala yung
applause.
aking mga bata. Wala. Yay! That was episode 10. Like I said earlier, learned so much from
Mhm.
Mommy Mundo's Janice
We need to
Villanueva.
get her back
For
because I was
sure.
interrupted.
I
I
have
went into a meeting.
I know you went into a
Sorry.
meeting, but that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
story of the immigrant mom. Kailangan
Mhm.
juggling act. Matutong mag-DIY, matutong mag-juggling act. Wait, I have to shout out because this is a dear friend of mine. Alels, I see you. Aleli, shout out to you. Hi, Chicky. Hi, Janice. Aleli is a friend of Janice. Do we have so many common friends pala, Janice? Wait, Janice, you're in the green room. Is that you or is that like a
Yeah,
placeholder? Hi,
she's still in
Janice.
the green.
Hi, Chicky. Hi, Janice. Hi, Alels. Ryan Orlando, another regular Ryan Pepper. And Beck said, such a nice. Oy, nabitin. Ayan, baka tumakbo rin sa meeting si Beck. Such a nice. Another
May
immigrant
phone
mom.
call. May phone call. Okay.
Hindi kasi pwedeng,
Story of
Day,
our lives.
Day, can you pick up? Walang ganun dito, mga kaibigan sa Pilipinas. Na meron pang mga Inday. Is this the part where we announce episode 11?
Yes.
I think
Ooh,
this
are
is
they
it.
ready?
Oh, are you ready? Okay, so wait, one more.
Put me on the side.
Beck said, such a nice conversation with Miss Janice. Learned a lot of things sa'yo. Nakompleto din. Nakabalik na siya after her phone call. Lala is saying, hello. Is Lala also a friend of Janice? Lala Araneta Cordero? No. Okay. But you will be.
CP, one more.
Oh, there's
from
one
my
more?
friend.
Hello from Sydney, Mary De Luna.
That's my Tita Mary. Hi,
Tita
Tita.
Mary. And once again, thank you to Direct Tisha Rosales, who is also a coach, a teacher, a mentor, and a future immigrant mom. Yay! I am so excited for Tisha coming over. I can't wait to interview her because she's going to teach us a whole lot about production, script writing, staying the course, knowing your why. Hi, and many, many more. I just love the people around us. So, the people coming.
CP.
Ito na, meron pa? Oh, sige, Chawing.
No, I just wanted to, before we introduce your episode 11 guest,
Yeah.
I need to do some housekeeping.
Okay, go.
Yes, please. So if you love the podcast, please consider subscribing to YouTube and also joining the Patreon community as an abing button, this one. So yes, patreon.com/ChikiPineda. Please join us there and consider supporting the team.
Yes. And speaking of the supporters, i-click ko na yung mga supporters. Ayan po sila. Menchi,
There you go.
Eric, Ginily, Pam, Rina, Dolly, Coach Leia, who was the very first supporter of ours. Ganun kagrabe ang support ng Leia Erigel. Charina, Rabani, Dolly, Evelyn, Isa, Harold, Ronnie, Eric, Salomon. That's my
Your
son. Maling spelling.
Doble.
Solomon, Lauren, Mary, ikaw nag-type niyan, Jonah, Maria Corazon or Maria Cor, Christina, Tisha, the new ones, Tisha Rosales, Benz Corana, Cristeta Tabliago, Janet Lim, full name kasi bago, and my very own Jack Solomon Una Hashim Dalzini family. Solomon ka dyan. Solomon, but it's okay.
Solomon.
Okay.
All right. Now you can.
Now we can.
Your next guest.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
The next guest, episode. Okay.
11.
I might as well say it now. We are on the
Mhm.
last two. And I was saying in the beginning of the podcast, I am so excited for the final three, Janice, and then 11 and 12, because of the following reasons. Number one, we're about to take a break. And like we were talking about with Janice, recovery is important. They keep saying, I'll keep the algorithm, stay busy, you can't leave, or else people, that lack mentality, that whole scarcity
That's not
mentality
true.
of you have to keep going. No, that's the old
No,
way. The new way is you have
that's
to
how
rest,
you
fill the
burn
cookie
out.
jar. As
Yes, that's how
my
you burn
partner
out.
says, fill your cookie jar because nauubos ang cookies, nauubos ang energy.
Mhm.
And
And
I'm
you fill
also
your cookie
excited.
jar as you go, CP, yeah? As you go. Sorry to interrupt. Fill the cookie jar as you go. You don't wait till it's empty.
That's right. Yeah. Schedule
Mm,
the breaks. Yeah. That's why when you said
correct.
season one will be 12 episodes, it has to be 12 and then take a break. And then the second reason is because this. Second reason. Okay. Ito na po. Are you
Mhm.
ready? Heartiest, our next guest, episode number 11, is no other than Miss Joey Albert. I wish I could play the music in the background, but the copywriters will stop. And so I shall read. Okay, for those who are the younger generation and may not know who Joey Albert is, Joey Albert is a Filipina pop and jazz singer, musician, lyricist, and songwriter, an alumna of St. Teresa's College Manila and Assumption College San Lorenzo. She began her professional singing career in 1981. Joey became a member of the New Minstrels' third generation, a popular Philippine show band during the 1970s and the 1980s. So, as a solo performer, her first single, Jerry Paraisos, over and over, 1984, enjoyed tremendous airplay. Gusto ko sanang kantahin, pero baka putulin eh. In local and national radio stations, Octo Arts International released Louis Ocampo and Alan Ike's Tell Me, Where Did I will stop there so they don't cut me, for which he received a gold record award from the Philippine Association of Recording Industry. Joey is also the first Filipino artist to record on CD. Wait, she might
Really?
not like that. That means we're dating ourselves. The first to record on CD. Kasi dati cassette lang tayo, di ba? So
Uh-oh.
she got that honor. First
Wow.
on CD. Subsequently, she received the Best Female Vocalist Trophy during the 1985 Cecil Awards, the Philippine Music Industry Awards during the 1980s. Tell Me established Joey as a major Filipino musical artist apart from over and over. So, kantayin ko na nga, over and over again, I try to pretend. Theme song ko yan siya wing nung college ako. Diyos ko. Her first album, Joey Albert produced another hit, Robert Moore's A Million Miles Away. Do you know that song? Million
Yes.
miles away from me. I love to make you mine. Joey completed 5 more albums for Octo Arts International. These albums produced many hits, including Louis Ocampo and Freddie Santos' collaboration like Memories, Points of View, and the duet with Pops Fernandez. Duet namin yan sa UP. Economic Society. And yakapin mo ako. Minsan pa, yakapin mo ako. Other hits include Jose Marichan's I Remember the Boy, Louis Ocampo and
That
Jim
one I
Milbauer's
remember.
I love that song. Without You, I don't know that very well. At ang Louis Ocampo and Joey Albert's Ikaw Lang Ang Mamahalin. Ooh, kilig. And then so on and so forth. I cannot read all of this. Maubusan tayong oras. From 91 to 94, she became the host and executive producer of Bahay Kalinga, an award-winning public service outreach program at ABS-CBN. Fast forward, since 1994, Joey has been living in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Vancouver.
She's also an immigrant
How
mama,
far is Vancouver,
Canadian.
CP,
6-hour
from your
flight.
place?
6-hour
6
flight
hours.
with her husband Vicente
That's like another
Pasis III
country.
and their 2 children. Wag kang makulit, nagbabasa ako. And their 2 children.
Sorry.
On siya. Direct pakibigyan nga ito ng ng lessons on buti Buti na lang pre-edited version. Again, since 1994, Joey has been living in Vancouver, British Columbia with her husband, Vicente Pasis III, and their 2 children. On Shaw Multicultural Channel 1166 Vancouver, she hosted the Joey Albert Show, a magazine talk show that featured stories and interviews with Filipinos in Canada. Aside from singing and hosting, she raises funds for Gawad Kalinga, a Philippine-based group that builds homes for the poor. She also owns and operates the Good Shepherd Daycare, a Catholic daycare and preschool in Coquitlam, a city in the lower mainland of British Columbia, Canada. So the Chicky Stories podcast, August 31st, will feature Miss Joey Albert Pasis. Ay, nako, the chikahan will never end. I have a few pictures to share on that podcast from the time that we first reunited in ASAP, New York, to the time we reunited again 2 days ago in the
gala.
Philippine Independence Day Mabuhay Festival. Yeah. So there you go. And the third reason, I have 3 reasons. The third and final reason is because, sasabihin ko na ha, because you are my beloved regulars. Episode 12, the finale, will feature the one and only Miss Cecile Azarcon, the one and only creator of How Did You Know and many other hits. We're gonna end with a boom, bim, bang. Which is why Direct Tisha, we need you. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we are gonna wrap it up. So Choing, thank you again, my podner. You are the best podner ever, ever, ever. Thanks for joining me for the 12. Advance thank you for 11 and 12 na. Just in
Always
case.
a pleasure, CP.
Thank you for
Always
being
here.
Team
Bye.
TCSP team. Good luck with your meetings today. Babu. Okay. Tisha, any parting words, direct, before we close? Tisha is fangirling na, Joey Albert. Yes, we are all going to be fangirling next week. So once again, my dear Heartistas, just top of mind things that I learned, okay, which I want to reiterate from our beloved new fellow Heartista Janice Villanueva of Mommy Mundo. Learn to trust the process, the timing of the things we want to do needs to come from our heart, and it needs to come from a place of joy, not a place of worry or that giggle place. Joy. And I have believed that from day one. My musical career, even if I'm an economics graduate, is the reason why it became the way it is, and it became a success. I mean, I'm not Beyonce, but I am Miss How Did You Know? I am Miss Tanging Ikaw, and I am Miss the Chicky Stories podcast, which I am enjoying right now, because we followed our joy. And I am telling you, trust us, all these golden girls, when we tell you younger ones, it works. Also, let me reiterate, recovery is as important as action. I'm talking to you, Direct Tisha. Recovery periods are as important as action. Coach Leia always taught me that, especially when we would have a very busy week. She would remind me, what are you going to do on your break? What are you going to do on your tunganga time? She has a term for it, tunganga time. We need to pencil in tunganga time. And that means if you work 5 days a week, you have to make sure that, sure, you have family day on either Saturday or Sunday, but save either Saturday. Mine is Thursday, tomorrow. And I spend time by myself, or I spend time with a dear friend, and we just let it go. No talking about work, just have fun, just eat, drink, be merry, go downtown Toronto. And as I promised, we are going to end TCSP Season 1 with so much fun. Episode 11, Joey Albert, and Episode 12, Advance ko na ha, Miss Cecile Azarcon. Inocentes. And that's it. That's it, Pansit. Um, like I always remind you guys, and as our beloved Mommy Mundo founder reminded us today, follow your bliss. And let me just remind you too that you need to remember to have courage in your own creativity. For me, it's music. For Janice, it's community building and being a mompreneur. For my partner, Charina, it's running, joining marathons, whatever it is that creativity stands for, looks like in your life, make sure you do that at least once a week. And for Tisha, it's her writing and her coaching. Iba-iba for everyone. Courage in your own kind of creativity is one of the ways that you can truly, truly find joy in this life. It's not all about work. It needs to also be about doing creative work. Okay, so with that, I want to send you all off on a wonderful rest of the week. Have the best rest of summer, North Americans. And naku, malapit ng September, kaya po ako nag-red kasi ito na yung season ng Burr months. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Love you all, and I'll see you next week for episode 11 with Joey. Mwah. Bye. Thanks for joining us. Peace.